Bridge leads Roughriders past Ticats. 2 consecutive wins following an 8-game losing streak to open their season had the Hamilton Ticats thinking their ship might be finally sailing in the right direction. On Friday though, the Saskatchewan Roughriders took the wind out of those sails. Behind quarterback Brandon Bridge, the Riders handed the Ticats their 9th loss of the season, ending Hamilton's winning streak, with a 27-19 victory. After beginning the season 2-4, Saskatchewan has won 4 out of its past 5 games. The points from the victory elevate Saskatchewan into a tie in the standings with the BC Lions. The Riders quickly extended a 10-point lead in the second half to 17 and also was their last points of the night. Hamilton kicked 3 subsequent field goals to make it a late one-possession game and set up for a dramatic ending. Saskatchewan made a few costly mistakes in the game's closing moments that nearly let Hamilton back in it. A late hit out of bounds while defending a punt return set up the Ticats near midfield on their second-to-last possession of the game. Then the Riders gave the Ticats the ball on the 1-yard line after a pass interference call in the end zone with 2 defensive backs in perfect position to guard Brandon Banks. A battered down pass as time expired preserved the victory for the Riders, one they had to sweat out until the very end. The bridge to a victory. It was unclear throughout the week if Riders starting quarterback Kevin Glenn would be healthy enough to play on Friday. Last week, Glenn was forced out of action with a hand injury sustained when he hit it on the helmet of a Winnipeg defender during the Riders' Banjo Bowl loss. Though he didn't practice, Saskatchewan listed him atop its depth chart on Thursday and Glenn was considered a game-time decision. Hours before the game, the Riders announced it would be Bridge taking the snaps from under center, and not Glenn. Bridge stepped in though and didn't just manage the game, but was effective in his attempts. He finished his night 22 of 31 on his passes, a completion percentage of 67.7, for 231 yards and 3 touchdowns. He made a lot of comfortable throws. Saskatchewan installed some simpler routes early in the playbook that allowed Bridge to get a feel for the game. On his second touchdown of the night, Bridge found Bakery Grant on a combination pattern, waiting for the play to develop and his receiver on the outside to pinch off, allowing Grant to leak out from the slot and into open pastures in the side of the end zone before dropping a pass between 2 Hamilton defensive backs. By the time Bridge threw his 3rd touchdown of the night, the game was well in hand for the Riders, who didn't have to lean on their quarterback down the stretch. Poor ball security. During its 0-8 start, one of the things that wasn't an issue for Hamilton was ball security. On Friday, the Ticats turned the ball over 4 times, including an interception from quarterback Jeremiah Massily in the later stages of the 4th quarter that all but quieted any chances of a comeback. Those turnovers led to 17 Rider points, including a field goal created after a fumble on the Ticats' 15-yard line. Massily threw 2 interceptions to Ed Gainey, including one with just under 10 minutes remaining in regulation. With Massily rolling to his left, he overthrew his receiver, sailing the ball into Gainey's arms in the end zone. Trailing by 9 and with a chance to make it a one-possession game, it was a costly turnover that Hamilton couldn't afford at that phase of the game. The Ticats also fumbled 2 balls away, each time by a receiver trying to pick up yards after the catch. Carter injured. Already down its starting quarterback, Saskatchewan lost another key offensive piece when Duron Carter went down with an apparent ankle injury in the first quarter. After catching a pass in the flat, Carter was wrapped up by Donald Unamba Jr., who locked onto Carter's legs. As Carter went to the ground, his leg got stuck under Unamba, with his right ankle pinned under the defensive back's body. It was Carter's final action of the night. Carter did end up back on the sideline with his ankle taped up, and also had his calf work on by trainers. Entering Week 12, Carter led the CFL with 8 receiving touchdowns. Devon Bailey came in to replace Carter, and scored the Riders' first touchdown of the night.